Hi kids, today we are going to start our class with an experiment. For this we are having 2 beakers of water and also we are having some salt as well as some sand. Okay, let's start the experiment. First of all, I am taking a beaker of water, then to that I am going to add some salt. You can see the salt laying down here. Now I am going to stir it using a glass rod. What is happening? It is disappearing, is it? Yes, it completely disappeared. Why it disappeared? You have learned in the last class that salt is a soluble substance. So it is a soluble substance, that is why it disappears in water. Now I am taking the second beaker. To that I am going to add some sand. I am going to stir it well with a glass rod. Even after stirring it well, it does not disappear. So it is an insoluble substance. In the last class we have seen soluble and insoluble substances. So first one is soluble substance and the second one is insoluble substance, isn't it? Here any substance which is soluble is normally called normally forms a solution. For example, water and salt, they are soluble substances, so they form a solution. The mixture of water and salt is called a solution, whereas mixture of water and sand is called is only called mixture. It is not called as a solution, as it does not dissolve. Only soluble substance form a solution. We are going to learn more about solutions in this class. We have seen salt dissolved in water, and the salt dissolved in water is called salt solution. So if we are dissolving sugar in water, what it will be called? It will be called as sugar solution. So instead of sugar, if you are using baking soda, what it will be called? Baking soda solution. So whatever be the thing that we are dissolving, it will be forming that substance solution. Okay. Now in a solution there are 2 parts. See, in the case of salt solution, we are taking salt and water. We are mixing salt and water with each other. Here this salt is called as solute and water is called as solvent. So what is meant by solute and solvent? A solute is a substance that is dissolved in a solvent. The substance used to dissolve, which is added, is called solute, whereas a solvent is a substance which can dissolve other substances. We are dissolving salt or sugar or any other substance in water. So water is used as the solvent here, and normally water is also called as a universal solvent because it can dissolve most of the substances. Normally in most of our solution we will be using water as the solvent. So solvent is a substance which can dissolve other substances, and when a solute and solvent is mixed with each other, it forms a solution. So a solution is the result of dissolving a solute in a solvent. So now you are able to prepare any solution by dissolving a solute in a solvent, isn't it? And in the case of solute and solvent, there is one more point to be remembered. Always in a solution, a solute will be in smaller amount and a solvent will be in larger amount. For example, in the case of sugar and water, sugar and water forms a solution. Sugar always will be in small amount. We will be taking 1 or 2 spoons of sugar only. Whereas we will take half a glass or 2 glass of water. So always water will be in larger amount. Always spoon is less in small than glass, isn't it? So we are taking smaller amount of sugar or salt. Such things are called solute. Which is taken in smaller quantity is solute, and which is taken in larger quantity will be the solvent. For normally you will be having a doubt how I will be remembering. After learning, sometimes it may get confused whether it is solute or solvent. To remember that, I will give you a trick. It's just a trick. You need not write down. You just remember this. Here you just count down the number of alphabets in solute. Solute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 alphabets. Coming to solvent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 alphabets. Which is larger? Solvent. Solvent is having 7 alphabets. So anything which is present in larger amount will be the solvent. And lesser amount, that is having less alphabets, is solute. So you may remember in such a way so that you won't be forgetting it. Okay, so always in a solution, the substance present in smaller amount will be solute. That is present in larger amount will be solvent. I think it's clear to you. Now you may identify the solute and solvent in certain solutions. See, here some solutions are given: lemonade, sweet tea, chocolate milk, jello. You have to identify the solvent and solute. What is the solute and solvent present in lemonade? What about sweet tea? Then chocolate milk, jello. Are you able to identify? Now you check it with your answer. The solvent used in the case of lemonade is water, and solute, here it is given as lemonade mix. Even instead of lemonade mix, you may use lemon juice as well as sugar. Then coming to sweet tea, the solvent is iced tea and solute is sugar. Then coming to chocolate milk, the solvent is milk. Milk is taken in larger amount. Then solute is chocolate sauce. Then in the case of jello, we are taking solvent boiling water or water, and solute is jello powder or gelatin. Okay, so here now you are able to identify the solute and solvent from a solution. Okay, now coming to 2 liquids. If you are taking 2 liquids and mix it, what will happen? Already you know about soluble and insoluble substance. Suppose we are mixing water and vinegar. What will happen? When water is mixed with vinegar, can you see them both water and vinegar separately? No, we cannot. They form a single layer. It forms a single layer when water and vinegar are mixed. Such substances are called miscible liquids. So they form miscible liquids. Water and vinegar form miscible liquids. That is, when 2 liquids are mixed with each other and they mix and does not form 2 different layers, they are called miscible liquids. Coming to another example, let's take oil and vinegar. Let's mix them together. Do they mix with each other? No, they form 2 different layers. They will be forming 2 different layers which can be easily identified. Such liquids which does not mix with each other are called immiscible liquids. The liquid which does not get mixed with each other and form 2 different layers are called immiscible liquids. Here are the definition for miscible and immiscible liquids and the example. Miscible liquid, two liquids that will dissolve in each other in all proportions. Proportions means ratios. Any amount of the liquids will dissolve. And example for miscible liquids are ethanol and water. What is ethanol? You are familiar with alcohol, spirit. All those things is actually having ethanol in it. Okay, and they are miscible liquids. Coming to immiscible liquid, liquids that are insoluble in one another are called immiscible liquids. Example, oil and vinegar. Okay, now it's clear to you about liquids, two liquids. Then can gas be dissolved in water? Yes, gas can also be dissolved in water. That is why there is life in water. That is, aquatic organisms are living because they are breathing or intaking the dissolved oxygen from water. Not only in aquatic organism, you are familiar with aerated drinks. Aerated drinks also contain gases and main gas present in aerated drinks is carbon dioxide. Okay, it is carbon dioxide. I think it's clear to you. So with this we conclude this class. So we have learned completely about soluble and insoluble substances.